The following you're seeing is data for a mock-up vessel company. The company uses vessels to carry chemicals for its customers. These vessels are categorized in two ways: primary vessel group and break-even vessel groups. The primary vessel groups contain vessels that carry similar petrochemical products. The break-even vessel groups categorize the vessels that are similar to each other. I created a separate value file containing utilization data for these vessels. I should point out this data has been randomized. Sorry, I'm nervous. The utilization data considers two important sets of data. The first has to do with how much cargo is transported and how many miles were traveled moving the cargo. The second deals with the amount of time that the vessel was making revenue versus being repaired or being intentionally out of service. I imported this CSV file, as you see here, by opening the CSV file with Excel and then using Save As and saving it as an Excel workbook. Like so. All right, let's get back to this. Sorry, lost my place. Sorry. I then used formulas to change a specific vessel to have my last name. There we go. And last three digits of my I number. I then copied and pasted these values into the Utilization Data 2019 tab. The data I was given only includes the number of tons and number of miles. I added a column that multiplied these two values to get the important ton miles data. The data is further broken down by the accounting period. I was provided the accounting period start date and end date. Okay. From that, I determined the number of days in that accounting period by using the days function. I lost my place. I'm sorry. I added a dashboard called Vessel Search right here. The dashboard has drop-down lists for the accounting period and a vessel's name. Based on the selection, I use VLOOKUP to pull the vessel's primary and break-even group for that month. I then use the SUMIFs to sum the total tonnage and total miles for the month. Total miles are further broken down between empty miles, and loaded miles. I use SUMIFs to calculate these values. Finally, I determine total ton miles using SUMIFs. For the time section of this dashboard, I again use SUMIFs to calculate total days, idle time, out of service time, repair time, and revenue time for the selected vessel and month. I added percent of total days for these four metrics. A second report on this dashboard summarizes a full year of data for the selected vessel. I added a second dashboard called Ton Miles Analysis. In this tab, I added four pivot tables. Here we go. Sorry, one. As you can see here, that summarized total miles by primary vessel group, and in one case, also by break-even group. As you can see here, I added slices for the accounting periods, the primary vessel group, and the break-even vessel group. I connected these slicers to all four pivot tables in report connections. Sorry. There's report connections. There we go. I then added pivot charts, as you can see. Similarly, I added a third dashboard titled Utilization Time Analysis. I added a pivot table that summarized idle time. Idle time, out of service time, repair time, and revenue time by primary vessel time and break-even vessel group. I added 4 more pivot tables that separated each of these metrics so that the data could be shown on pivot charts. I added slicers for accounting period and primary vessel group and connected them to all 5 pivot tables. I then added 4 pivot charts that compare each metric by primary vessel group. For this project, it took me a good bit of trial and error to get the dashboards working correctly. In fact, I had to restart from scratch 3 different times. In total, I spent close to 24 hours completing this assignment. Hope you enjoyed, and I enjoyed this class. Thank you very much.